Oh shit! Who starts? You start.
I was just about to say, is it me that starts?
Yeah,
I feel like I start. Okay. Ready? Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I'm Alison Haislip, and for the next 30-ish minutes, we're going to discuss things that we found interesting in the news.
Now, before we get started, Alice and I wanted to take a minute to talk about our wayward audio engineer and the fact that we've sort of made his job completely irrelevant by use of apps. So we've
replaced you with the machine.
We would like to upgrade you from audio engineer to full-on sidekick for the show.
Are you serious?
That's
Totally.
it. Now we don't need to disguise the sidekickness
Thank you,
with
guys.
knob turnings.
That's awesome.
Yes, so congratulations.
Alex texted me last night, and he was like, "What do you think about promoting Tom to sidekick?" And I was like, yeah, why is this even a discussion?
This is great.
It's not like there's a pay raise or like we change business cards. Of course, let's make him we can make him Sultan of the Garage. It doesn't matter.
I like Sultan of the Garage. I like that you're like, forget sidekick, I'm Sultan of the Garage.
Thanks, guys.
So that is
You're really
our new sidekick, Tom Krozowski.
Thank you.
Krozowski.
I don't care. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
No, welcome. Amazing. I love
you.
it.
Thank you for bringing the wine and
You're
pushing
welcome.
start and stop.
Yes.
I'm glad I brought the wine. I'm sure that's what pushed you guys over.
That was what pushed us over the edge. If you hadn't brought it this week, we'd be like, let's belay that order for a month.
You did bring a different bottle of wine this week, but it is
What
delicious.
happened? It's not your stock?
This news.
Ooh.
I would have bought champagne.
Ooh.
If you had told me ahead of time.
Champagne.
Champagne?
Yeah, champagne.
Champagne?
It's the
Champagne?
It's champagne. It's the Champagne Urbana. This is
What?
none
Where are
of
you
this
going
is
with
good.
this?
Wow.
It was all bad.
Now you're making me
Midwestern
sweat.
stuff.
I'm so thank you.
This is so sweet. You have the flutters.
I do have-
So you guys, what happened this
Vapors.
week?
My week was fairly uneventful that I can think of. You had an eventful week.
I did.
My friend told me that you found a small creature.
Okay. Just to be perfectly honest about this, I did not find said small creature. It was just easier to said I found it via social media.
It's
but
always easier to said stuff like that.
said, yeah. So a friend of mine was so a woman found 5 puppies in the street in the middle of Pico Boulevard.
A woman did this?
Yeah. No,
Found
what? 5 of these puppies.
5 puppies.
5 puppies.
Now what? Because they look sort of German Shepherdy.
Yeah, and Rottweiler-y thing.
Oh, Rottweiler. Yeah.
So she found these 5 puppies in the middle of Pico, so she stopped her car. Pico is a very busy street for people who don't live in LA.
Yeah.
So she stops her car, she gathers the puppies, and people come over, and one of these people was my friend, and she was like, what do we do with them? And someone was like, well, I'll take 2 and try to find them homes, and someone else took 2, and my friend was like, I'll take this last puppy. But my friend couldn't take care of it, and she was right down the street from me, and I have a dog. So she was like, I'll bring it over to Allison's. And so she brings this. She walks in the door holding a puppy, and she's like, I can explain. And she just hands it to me.
And then she just bolts.
No, and then she then proceeds to tell me the entire story. And I'm looking at her going, I know you're saying words, but I don't understand any of them because I'm holding a puppy.
Yeah.
It was like I had puppy brain. When that puppy just went in my hands, she was the sweetest,
puppies do that
little
to
thing.
ladies.
Oh, she was adorable.
And that was the lady's plan to make you
So
completely...
I was like, well, we both were like, well, we'll find a shelter or an adoption place where we can drop her off or something like that. But I was like, in the meantime, let me post something on my Instagram and Twitter just to see if someone out there wants a dog, you know? And so I post that, and people are kind of writing in and being like, oh, I'd take her if I could. But then in the meantime, we find out you cannot give stray puppies to places. Places that have dog adoptions are already so full they won't take them. You can't take them to no-kill shelters because no-kill shelters are state funded, so they can only rescue dogs from kill shelters. That is their only job.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. And you can only drop a dog off at a kill shelter, which, by the way, I would never want to do.
Yeah, well, they're called kill shelters.
Yes.
So it's like, put the dog in the garbage disposal.
But here's the deal. The dog's a puppy. There's something like a 99% success rate in getting puppies adopted from shelters, regardless of whether they're kill or not. So it wasn't a terrible fear, but still, I would just feel shitty doing that.
Yeah.
But even to drop it off at a kill shelter, you have to pay a $200 intake fee. So no wonder there are people out there who just fucking leave puppies in the middle of the street because you cannot get rid of them. There are
They're
not
like
places to take
tribbles.
them. Yeah.
It's like
the trouble with tribbles.
The trouble with puppies.
So we kept the puppy for one night because we still were like trying to figure out what to do with this dog.
And you hadn't gotten anybody who was like, I can take him. Great. Where are you?
I had a couple friends who were like, I'll see, and they were like, I can't make it work, and I was like, that's okay, but I was like, I can't keep this dog because my dog is a lunatic, and there were times that she loved the puppy and times when I thought she was going to bite the puppy's head off. And so I wake up Friday morning, and my buddy Adam texted me at 3:00 in the morning, apparently, and he just said, do you still have the puppy? And I was like, oh my God, yes, do you want the puppy? Do you want to come meet the puppy? Do you want to come see the puppy? And he's like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but can I come meet the puppy? And I'm like,
amazing.
Yes! Oh my God, come meet the puppy. And he came over that day, and he met the puppy, and he's just like holding her and playing with her, and he looks up, he's like, I should take her, right? Should I take her? I'm like, yes.
You're like, yes, take her. Please take her.
So thankfully the puppy is now living with my friend Adam, which I'm so excited because it means I still get to see the puppy.
Yeah.
Yes. So I had named the puppy Mango. I don't know why.
Which is a very cool name.
Right. But Adam was like, I don't think her name's Mango. So her full name is now Portia Mango Lavender Corson.
All right.
Yeah.
And that Mango.
Yeah. Next up, Portia Mango Carrots.
My dog's full name is Skywalker Texas Ranger Portia Haislip Jones.
Well, that one makes sense, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. You see, it's when the Portia's in the middle, it makes perfect sense.
So Portia was my dog's name when she was in the adoption agency, so that's now why it's in her middle name.
Yeah.
And then when we told my friend Adam my dog's full name, he was like, Portia, I like Portia. And this puppy totally looks like a Portia, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats to your friend and to you, like karma points.
I know, right?
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
I'm
karma
so
points.
happy.
You
Saved
found a little
puppy.
animal and made its life.
I know.
Yeah. Well, we found that. I mean, that's Montana. We found Montana under a tree.
I never knew your dog's full name was Montana.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Most people think her name is Monty just because we call her Monty, but no, her name's Montana.
Why'd you name her Montana?
Porsche.
We found her on Montana Avenue.
Oh.
In Brentwood, yeah. And so I was like, well, we got to name it. So I was like, what about Montana? And then it was just like, yeah, Montana's great.
Oh, you just found her?
Yeah, Montana Stubrecht. Montana Stubrecht.
Stubrecht.
Yeah. Anything that we have that's like half mine, half Heather's is a Stubrecht.
Yeah.
I'm still stealing your dog,
amazing.
though. I love
Don't
Monty.
steal my dog.
Your dog doesn't fancy me all that much.
Best.
What? She totally fancies.
I show up and she's like, rah, 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 rah.
She does that to everybody. She has this weird thing where, like, whenever, and literally, it can be people that she like loves. Like, she will start barking and whining at the same time because she's so excited to see them. But she just has this thing where, like, anytime anybody shows up, bark, bark, bark for like a good solid 5 minutes, and then she's just chill.
All right.
Yeah, and then when you leave, she does the same thing.
Why are you
also
going?
Doesn't like hugs,
or is she like, get out of here?
She doesn't like hugs. When anybody hugs, she's like, "Why are you not petting me? Why are you hugging each other?"
Oh,
I'm down here.
I thought you meant she doesn't like getting hugged.
Oh no, she loves getting hugged.
She doesn't like it when other people hug.
Yeah, Heather.
She's jealous.
I'm surprised Heather hasn't squeezed her to death at night because she just grabs her and she's like, "Eh," and she just goes. She makes this weird moaning sound, and she's like.
Heather can't tell her strength
That's
at that
amazing.
time of night.
Yeah,
she's usually pretty numb from
That's
that.
amazing. Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Did we get any mail this week?
We did get some mail.
What did we get?
We did get some mail. Funny
I'm so
you should
excited.
ask.
Thank you for reaching out, human beings who
Thanks,
listen to
Mom.
us.
First off, interesting concept, and I love the idea. I've got to go back to, I think his name or her name is Paras, Paras.
Sure.
Paras.
Sure.
But he/she, because I don't know, Paras is like not in my wheelhouse of gender names.
I think it might be male.
Male? All right. Anyway, long story long. He set up the subreddits, 2 subreddits for the show.
Ooh.
So that people could actually submit stories to the subreddit, and then they could, like, vote ones up that they really wanted us to talk about that week.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, and so the subreddits right now are reddit.com/r/half-hour-happy-hour and reddit.com/r/half-hour-happy-HR.
Nice.
And we basically right now get to choose which one of those 2 is going to be the one.
Sweet. Oh, at this very moment?
I think this is the moment.
Pressure. Wait.
Yeah.
What are my options again?
Reddit.com/r/half-hour-happy-hour.
Okay.
Reddit.com/r/half-hour-happy-HR.
Like our Twitter account. Well, there's no reason that we can't have full words. I mean, there's no
exactly.
So I say let's go with the full name.
So full name.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So
thank you, Paras.
Paras, if you're out there.
Yeah,
full name.
If you're out there, full name.
Also, you rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a moderator on it. He was like, I'll be a moderator on it. So I love it. We're super excited.
You.
And he also sent some emojis for you, which looks like a smiley face.
Oh, my gosh.
A smiling panda, a lobster clapping its claws, and it looks like, I'm going to say maybe a creeper from Minecraft, but I don't know.
Cool. Yesterday, when we were texting about upgrading Tom...
I was at Fry's. I was at Fry's, and I was like, "Oh, I could get a new hard drive chip."
We go through this very short 2-text conversation about yes, we'll make you official sidekick, and then Alex just rates emoji, and then he wrote, "Wait, I did it wrong," and then just sends a pile of shit.
I got also the same thing from him yesterday. Yeah, the
pile of poop.
But you didn't get emoji written out first.
No, you were the one that got the emoji.
Emoji. Wait, I did it wrong.
Yeah, that is awesome. So also real quick, Roll sent in a little story he was listening to.
Wait, who did?
Roll. Roel. Roll, right? Is that Roel?
Roel.
But he sent
in. By the way, awesome that our listeners have such awesome names.
Yeah.
Where are you guys listening from? I'm very interested about this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was driving home from work, and he was on a one-way street, so it was like a slow one-way street to get back into town. His windows were rolled down, and he was listening to the podcast.
Ooh.
And he was listening to the moment where you were talking about going to Vegas, quick trip to Vegas.
Yes.
Just the quick trip to Vegas.
By the way, totally kept up my status. Checked it the other day.
Amazing.
Boom.
Bazanga. Well, it got to the part where we were talking about space toilets, shitting in space, you know?
Yeah.
And he had his windows rolled down, and this woman was like slowly walking the other way. And right as she was passing his car, I yell out, "I had a hard-on."
Oh, no.
Or "I have a hard-on" is what he says.
Oh.
So I yell out, "I have a hard-on." And he says that she just looks over at him and gives him like the dirtiest look.
Oh, no. And you're like, that wasn't my voice.
Yeah. And so he was like, "It wasn't me. It was a podcast. This guy Alex, he was saying it wasn't. I don't have a hard-on.
Alex has a hard-on. Alex has it.
So I thought that was very funny.
So we didn't gain a fan with that woman walking by.
No. I was like hoping that she was like, "Oh my God, the half hour happy hour." But I don't think we're there yet.
That would be amazing.
Audience-wise.
Yes.
Audience-wise, I don't
but
think
our
we're there
audience
yet.
is growing.
It is growing.
Hey, everyone out there, thank you for listening.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
We got some really cool stuff to talk about, and most of them are sort of cool technology stories,
Ooh.
weirdly.
Oh.
Did you guys see
It's like we're going back to our roots, Alex.
I know. It really does feel like we're going back to Tech TV days and G4. Cry a little.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. R.I.P. D. So
PD, that Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah, which is surprisingly fun. It's a good one to catch like halfway through.
Okay.
It's not a great movie, but like when you catch it halfway through, it's got some fun parts. Anyway,
but you know that's a movie that they made entirely because someone went R.I.P. D. And then they were like, "Oh, how we make found the title? How do we make the movie?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tesla, Elon Musk.
Yes.
Is like breaking the rules, making all sorts of crazy shit. SpaceX.
I know, he's Tony Stark.
Battery cars. He's Tony Stark. He is our modern day Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Well, Tesla announced this new thing called Powerwall,
Okay.
which is a battery pack for your house.
Ooh.
And it
AKA
stores
a generator?
No, a battery pack.
Okay.
So it stores energy for use later in your home.
Oh.
So one of the the first, I mean, mainly it's for like solar stuff, because the whole concept with solar is if, like, let's say you work all day. Right? You leave the house.
That'd be nice.
I don't know who those dubes are.
What kind of life is that?
What? So okay,
who else isn't drinking in their garage at 11
I was
o'clock
gonna
in the
say.
morning?
So let's say you're just drinking all day in your garage by yourself.
Okay.
Got it.
Perfect. Now you're with me. You don't have any of the energy being used in the house.
Right.
Lights are off, air conditioning's off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, your solar panels will be charging up electricity. Usually what it would do is it would then spit that electricity back up the grid, and you would get paid a little bit
Right.
for
My
it.
cousin gets that.
Right.
Yeah.
But with this battery pack, what you can do is you can actually store all that energy in the battery pack, and then at night you can use the energy from the battery pack. So you're never pulling energy out of the stuff.
So that saves
Very
the environment, kind of?
Well, it does because theoretically you're not generating and you're not pulling any energy out of the power grid.
Right.
So if enough people stop doing that, then the power grid will stop pulling as much and putting as much carbon and doing all that stuff that stuff does. But here's the other thing that's crazy is even if you don't have solar power, because it's a battery backup, or not backup, but a battery power that you can power your house off of, you can pull electricity at night in the off-peak hours when the electricity is cheaper at night than it is during the day.
Right. Oh, so you can pay less.
You pay less
if you pull the
because
electricity
you're pulling all your electricity
so you
at
stop
night,
using it,
and then you're using the electricity from the battery during the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Thank you.
I know. So
I'm just trying to picture what this looks like, though, with a battery pack on the side of your house.
It's three.
Oh, you're showing me. Oh, it's beautiful.
It goes
sexy
in the garage.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like boobs.
That's right.
I'll take
sexy. I'll take 4 sets. I don't even know why.
It's
just
only
a row of boobs.
By the way, this is going to sound like such a weird story. 2 days ago, I Googled boobs.
Just 2 days ago. 2 days ago. What about 5 minutes ago?
Just BOOBS.
Okay.
Because I was trying to find a picture of boobs to send to a friend.
I could have sent you.
Yeah, I was first off, you don't have to. You could just go to Google and accidentally send friends boobs.
Surprisingly shocked that I just searched boobs and then I clicked on Google Images, right? And surprisingly shocked that I literally only found one picture of naked boobs.
I will tell you why.
All of them are covered.
Yep.
But I found 3 pictures of women with 3 boobs.
Well, first off, that's because Google is smart.
It was just the weirdest thing.
And knew that if you just type in boobs, you're either A, in elementary school, or B, you're looking for a picture to send for comic effect.
Right.
So it's
but there were literally women with 3 boobs.
Of course.
I mean, I'm sure it was all photoshopped, but still, I was just, the fact that 3-boobed women was more common than naked boobs, I was like...
Well, so this is the thing. Yeah. Google, I think it was like 4 years ago, they put in this new thing where it's almost like they were like, look, we totally understand that kids are going to type boobs and they're going to see a whole lot of naked boobs. So they now changed, like if you had put naked boobs,
I would have found naked boobs.
It would have been too many naked boobs.
Oh, shit.
You would have been like, what do I even try?
Yeah.
Because you put boobs and not naked or nude, Google was like, we're pretty sure this is a child. Like, we're not legally obligated to not show you boobs, but...
You were right, Google.
Yeah. You're an amateur, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need the correct Google syntax.
All right,
for porn.
Well, now I'll know. For next time, I need to send my friends pictures of boobs.
And why did you need to do that?
It's such a...
well, you brought it up, and you can make it quick.
No, it's really like someone was trying to convince me to send me pictures of my boobs, and I was like, fuck them. I'll send them pictures of other people's boobs.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I mean, it was all a joke, obviously, but...
Yeah, no,
sure.
yeah. Also,
but I was thinking of just bombarding... I was just thinking of bombarding them with pictures of other people's boobs.
That would be amazing. Although there is a moment... I mean, I love boobs. I'm a boob guy. Like, that's my thing. The guys are either ass guys or boob guys. Right. You know what I mean? I'm boob guy 100%. I know
this is why we would have never worked.
This is why we would never have worked. Oh, my God. I actually have had some really... anyway. But there's a threshold where you sort of like glaze over.
Boobs?
Yeah, where you're just like, there's so many, like if I Googled naked boobs, I'd be like, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. It's a little bit like, you know when you're like looking at a fork and you're going, fork.
Oh.
Fork.
I do it.
Fork. And you're like, what? It has now lost all meaning to me.
The word ambulance does that to me. I can't say it more than 2 or 3 times before I'm like, ambulance. What's ambulance?
So it's like, Google is like that for nakedness. It's like there's so much nakedness that you just like, it all of a sudden loses all meaning, and you're just like, all right, I'm going to go play soccer. That's never, ever come out of my mouth and done.
I don't know. That's their trick.
Yeah, that's their trick. That's why soccer is the most popular sport in the world.
Play more soccer.
So anyway, the other thing about the batteries that's super crazy is they're relatively cheap. Because usually, they're
What's relatively cheap?
$3,500.
Oh,
and that's like for the one before that is only $3,000, and it only jumps up $500 for the next level.
Yeah, and they have 7 kilowatt hours and 10 kilowatt hours, and they said that on average, most houses in the United States use 30 kilowatt hours of power a day. But if you're real conscious about it, I mean, turning lights off and stuff like that, you could probably get away with a 10 kilowatt hour day.
Right?
You know what I mean?
And it's only, 3 by 4 feet and 7 inches thick, I think this is.
Yeah. I mean, it's built to hang on.
Oh, I'm not talking about the battery. No, it's like super thin though. Like it just
Does
hangs.
It hang inside your house or outside your house?
I believe it's supposed to go sort of specifically in the garage.
Okay.
That's where they show. That's where it sort of seemed to go.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So it would be like literally just hanging right there.
That's fascinating.
Is it going to set on fire like your?
Like my timer?
Oh man! But is this going to be one of those things where like everyone in the world buys one, and then we find out that
it's tracking
Elon
us.
Musk, had some like world domination plan, and now we have all these things in our houses, and we're.
You know what? I hope so.
The Avengers need to come in and
I
save
hope
us.
so.
By the way, did you see Avengers?
I didn't. I
No.
couldn't do
You
it
were supposed to
yesterday.
go Friday.
I was supposed to go Friday.
What?
Believe me, I know. I wanna.
No, we can't discuss it.
No.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I will say this is not a spoiler alert. My one complaint about the original Avengers movie, and this is obviously a very petty complaint because it was a fantastic film.
Yeah.
But they spend the beginning of the movie like figuring out how to work together, and they Thor accidentally. Or doesn't accidentally, but Thor menacingly hits Captain America's shield, and then it creates that huge like sonic boom thing.
Yeah.
And so you realize that they're figuring out that combining their powers, is greater than the sum of its parts, or whatever that saying is.
Yeah, it's very eloquent.
But then in the final battle in that movie, they never fucking do that.
Well,
they all fight individually.
No, they do it once.
They do
Captain
it once.
America, Iron Man blows his eyes into Captain America's shield, and he makes it.
Yeah. But also, when they had to destroy that nuke or whatever they had to do, my first thought was, oh, Thor's going to hit Captain America's shield because we learned how to do that in the beginning of the movie. And then it didn't happen, and I was so disappointed. Anyway.
It is very minor gripe, but I totally agree with you.
It was what?
I said it is a minor gripe, but I totally agree
exactly.
with you.
The second movie totally redeems itself with that. They do so much partner fighting in this movie.
Yeah.
It is fucking awesome, the things they figure out how to do with each other. So
I love it.
That's what I really loved about it.
Dude, partner fighting.
The shit you can do with Captain America. Captain America to me is one of the lamest superheroes, but the shit you can do with his shield is awesome.
Really?
He's like super soldier. He's like Superman to me. He's like too clean cut and too like all American and too like just boring.
You like the bad boys.
Give me Batman and Tony Stark. Like this is why I'm single, you guys. Obviously.
You're like, I'll take the Hulk if he's mad.
Now he's that pussy bruiseman.
Nah, I'd take Mark Ruffalo any day of the week too.
Dude, Mark Ruffalo, a great freaking casting choice for the Hulk.
Right?
Or, well, theoretically for Bruce Banner, not the Hulk. All right. So, in tech news, NASA is one step closer to a warp drive. Did you hear about this?
What?
So, NASA has been experimenting with a new propulsion engine for space travel.
Okay.
Which is called an electromagnetic propulsion engine. But the whole concept of it is super easy to understand. I don't fucking understand it. It's a real easy concept.
So why
would
you say it's super easy to understand?
Because it's super easy to understand that it's not understandable.
Oh, okay.
But so essentially the concept, like what I could get. I mean, I literally was like deep dive into
and
this.
your
like,
dad
how does this work?
used to run NASA, so if anyone's going to be able to understand this in this garage, it would be you.
Yes, if I cared about what my dad did when I was a kid. Yeah, right, exactly. But here's the concept.
I cared about what your dad did when I was a kid.
he loves you for it.
Yeah.
So the whole concept is they're getting away from. They're trying to figure out how to create an engine that doesn't use any propellant.
Okay.
So no fuel.
Make it not an engine then?
Right. The problem with this engine, and the reason why people were like, wait a minute, that's not ever going to work, is because it kind of goes against the whole concepts of physics, like the core classic concepts of physics.
Right.
But they've figured out how to make this thing work.
Did Elon Musk figure this out?
I think super smart NASA people figured it out.
Right.
But so the whole concept is it uses the sort of Mach thing where like if energy moving, like shifting energies, it gives off like a vibration.
Yes.
Fuck, this is where it gets, I'm in the weeds here.
Okay.
But the whole concept is it's electromagnetic, and when they shift the electromagnetic energy, it basically pushes them a little bit.
Oh.
It shouldn't, but it does.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But they've actually now got it to where they did it in the vacuum of space. They actually made this thing go, burp, and they were like, fuck, it moved! Fuck, look at that, it moved! Fuck, it moved! It moved! But they're talking about like 4 to 5 day trips to the moon.
As opposed to what? Yeah.
It was like a couple weeks, right?
To get to the moon was a couple weeks?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Hold on.
It was right there.
Help us, Internet. It was right there. It's right there. I can see it. What? Why is it got to take so long? Okay, hold on.
I thought it was a couple days because you have to blast off, but then you have to kind of like
Oh, wait, no, 4.5 hours.
Oh, 4.5 hours.
4.5
hours. Way more
sense. Yeah. Because he said, the article says,
when you took off, you had to hook up with the Earth's orbit to actually shoot you up to the moon or something like that. Yeah.
You need an Earth shoot. About 3 days, what they say.
Is how long it takes now?
It takes now.
Okay, and so
4.5 hours.
So 4.5 hours. Wow.
But we don't go to the moon anymore now.
We could do day trips.
Well, no, but the reason why we don't go to the moon is because
I could get so many frequent flyer miles by just doing a day trip to the moon.
I'm just going to take a day trip to the moon. Yeah, the Virgin Galactic will probably transfer those miles.
Exactly.
That would be amazing. It was like, you are the richest person in the history of miles. You're like, awesome, I am?
I would never have to pay for a flight again.
Dude, that would be amazing. Where would you go?
Everywhere that Virgin flies, which is not everywhere.
Well, that's the problem with all these loyalty programs. It's
like,
but I want to go to Kentucky. I don't know why I just said Kentucky.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't deserve a loyalty program.
The Derby.
I'm sorry. Oh, the Derby. That's right.
That's today.
Is it today? Yeah. I thought it was tomorrow. It's on a Saturday?
I thought it was sometime not near any time now.
Oh, no, it's today.
Wowzers.
Maybe it's tomorrow. I don't know.
It was in the collective conscious.
It's in the past anyway.
So that's just so the engine runs on this energy? So
it literally
there's no propellant.
There's no propellant. It just uses electricity to shift the electrical energies in this magnet, which then propels it
vibrations.
Somehow. Wow. So it's almost like a magnet levit. What do you call it?
Huh?
It's a magnet levitational thing. But the whole concept is they said that because of this, they may be able to get near light speed travel, or potentially even faster than light speed travel, which is then a warp drive.
Yes.
Like, it could happen.
But wouldn't you need a vehicle strong enough to stand the speed?
Well, no, because it's a vacuum. There's no friction.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Space.
Yeah, there's no
space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. To boldly go where no one has gone before. I missed a couple lines in there.
Also, pancakes.
Also pancakes.
That's the original one. They took out the pancake part. They were like, what?
I gave my brother a Enterprise pizza cutter.
Yes.
I have that.
I love that.
Do? Yeah. So my brother's girlfriend, God bless her, one night, I guess they made homemade pizzas, and he busted out the Enterprise pizza cutter to cut it. And she picks up her phone, and you can hear her go, "Wait, hold on, I'm taking a video to send to your sister." And then she tapes my brother cutting pizza while reciting the opening to Star Trek.
Amazing.
My family's super nerds.
I feel like, do you guys, I know you, at least Jen, used to make homemade pizzas, but I have not made a homemade pizza potentially in my life.
I would make pizzas.
I make homemade pizzas all the time.
I used to make.
And I put sausage and chocolate on it.
Chocolate? Ew, that's the worst pizza ever.
A dessert pizza with cheese.
Yeah, if you put Nutella on it and not sausage.
So first off, sausage and chocolate's amazing.
I used to make.
Do you
remember the Boboli crusts? So
yeah, Boboli.
So I would make pizza that way. So I wouldn't hand make a crust, but I'd buy the crust and then make a pizza. And funny, I used to do it so much growing up that my parents started just calling me Boboli.
Amazing.
Yeah, Boboli. But it was because they would call me Allie, and then it became Alibaba.
Yep, been there.
And then Alibaba Boboli kind of happened, and then I was just called Boboli. I was basically nicknamed after a pizza crust.
That is amazing.
Boboli makes it sound like a little round fat kid.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Boboli.
Not a little round fat kid.
Get off of the couch and go play soccer.
My friends in high school called me chicken legs. That's how not round I was.
Chicken legs. Boboli chicken legs is, by the way, the best porn name ever.
Ew.
Did you see that new movie from Boboli Chicken Legs?
Boboli Chicken Legs.
Boboli Chicken Legs.
What?
That's the new band you're going to be in, Boboli Chicken Legs. Anyway, so I'm excited because I'm a big fan. I always go out on the limb and say, I want a moon base. I want the Hilton on the moon.
One.
I deserve a moon. Nay, I deserve a moon base.
Yes.
But I just feel like that would be so much fucking fun. It's a little bit like some people are like, I'm going to be James Cameron and go down to the bottom of the oceans.
No.
I'm like, nuts to that, man.
That's terrifying to me. That seems claustrophobic.
I mean, space is pretty claustrophobic.
Because you're in a tiny little capsule, I guess, but...
That's most of it.
Yeah. I saw the IMAX movie of when they launched the Hubble, or they fixed the Hubble again. Do you guys know that this exists? The California Science Center. It's like one of the last missions we had to go into space was to fix the Hubble telescope, but they shot it all in IMAX. They brought an IMAX camera, and it's amazing and glorious. But when you watch an actual space shuttle launch in IMAX, you realize how fucking terrifying it is.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, I've always wanted to go to space, and then I was watching that going, I might lose my shit if I ever had to go through that.
You will, but they have pants for that.
Yes.
You will
Shit-losing pants.
You will be wearing pants specifically in case you shit your pants because they know you're going to shit your pants.
Yes.
It's like, that's like the virgin astronaut theory where they're like, nah, let's put diapers on all the astronauts.
Everyone.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
I just want to know, what was the mission in which they were like, next time they should all have diapers? You know what I mean? Like, there has to be that one mission.
I would imagine. It was
like, here we go.
I would imagine Yuri, what's his name? The
Gagarin,
first, the first guy who went into space. He probably came back and was like, diapers. In Russian. We need diapers.
In Russian.
Yeah.
We need Russian diapers.
Russian diapers. We're at 30 minutes.
We're at 30
Next
minutes
story.
already.
Next story.
Did that so you wouldn't have to say it.
I love it.
Tom,
no, but it's good.
Have you not
good.
figured out that we don't care what we say on the show?
And that was perfect,
30
Tom.
minutes.
That was perfect. Okay, you know, I'm going to skip this one because it was a little... But I do want to talk about... I showed you guys the video before we started. The Microsoft HoloLens.
Okay.
Now, first thing, let's just get it out of the way. The glasses look way dorkier than even the Google Glass did back in the day.
Absolutely.
But that said... Prototype, maybe? I mean, maybe, you know.
Absolutely, it's a prototype. I mean, obviously, this isn't going to be... The stuff they show in these demos is never what actually makes it into the house, by the way.
That is the problem with all technologies. Like, they're like, hey, look how awesome this is. I mean, it's the prototype car. Not what are they called? Not prototype cars. Test cars. What are those cars called?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Concept
cars.
Yes.
So
thank you, Tom. That's why you got a raise.
Yeah, boom.
I know words.
He's Tom's Cyclopedia now.
Yeah.
So basically, explain like what the glasses do for people who
Yeah, so people who haven't seen this, what's it called? HoloLens?
So it's called Microsoft HoloLens.
Like when you say that, it makes me feel like you've hollowed out the inside of your skull. So I don't...
Ooh, that's a good way to put it. Interesting.
I instantly don't like the name.
So essentially, I think it's more of a play on like the holodeck.
Right, obviously.
Yeah.
But HoloLens.
But so the whole concept is where everybody is sort of chasing this VR, the virtual reality world.
Right.
Microsoft is going into the augmented reality world.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not just about like walking through a virtual space that's completely generated. It's what if we can accentuate the space that you're currently living in with holograms in your world that you can interact with.
Right.
Like when he opened up the holographic menu and was like, I was... It was
super. It was Tony Starkish.
Very Tony Starkish.
Yeah.
And I think the goggles are the main issue right now.
Yeah. So this guy is walking around his quote unquote house with these goggles on.
Right.
And he can like pull up maps in front of his face and you know, scroll through them like Tony Stark does. And he can already have like a video player on his wall or a calendar on his wall, or he had a virtual dog in the middle of the floor and some cute little like robot thing sitting on the coffee table.
Yeah.
So as he's looking around his own house, these are the things that he's seeing.
Yeah. And in the original video, which was actually really cool because, you know, Microsoft owns Mojang, the Minecraft company.
Yes.
So they had this one thing where this guy was looking at this wall, his kitchen wall, and he took like this virtual pickaxe and just went like this, and the whole wall collapsed through, and it was a Minecraft world on the other side of his wall.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, dear bruh. I was like, that's amazing, dude. That it's like that's the wall, but there's on the other side.
Right.
And he had like a table, and it almost looked like he was doing like a jigsaw puzzle, but it was a Minecraft world.
Ooh.
So he would like sit down and just be like, ding, 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 ding.
So it was almost like he could physically interact with it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Now, I don't know how they are tracking his movement. Now, theoretically, I'm guessing it's a couple different Kinect technologies, like some Kinect cameras, you know what I mean? But it didn't look like there was not, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because they really were pretty precise with his movements.
Yeah. Like,
so, you mean like...
Like what the goggles weren't scanning his hand. You know
don't think so?
I don't think they were.
Because when he brought up the calendar or when he brought up the search map, he did it right in front of his face.
Yeah, he did put it right in front of his face. Maybe it is the camera itself. Maybe on the camera itself.
And because you could see it was tracking his eyes for like when he would look at what he wanted to select and then he'd put his finger out to actually select it.
Yeah.
So I would think there's something in the glasses. But this is my big problem with this whole thing. While it's really cool to fucking look at it for 5 minutes on this video, think of the disconnect you have with humanity wearing that shit.
It would be awesome.
Like,
I fucking hate humanity.
You're fired.
I hate humanity.
But I mean, like that. It's like that guy comes home and that's his house. But what if that guy comes home and he has a wife there and he's just sitting around looking at stuff through his glasses?
Awesome. But no, but how great would that be if he comes home and his wife is like completely blacked out? Like he's just like purposefully told the thing to be like, whenever I look over and I see my wife, I just want to see a giant black square.
Like,
it'd be like, or a totally different woman.
Yeah,
right. Or he just has a virtual wife, like the virtual dog.
I think that's more realistic.
Yeah, totally.
It's like Siri comes in and is like, "Hello, Carl.
Yeah.
How was work?" It's tough, Siri.
It to me is getting
work.
A little too close to Total Recall when they don't actually have sex with each other; they just put on helmets.
Yeah, that's.
Have you guys been watching Black Mirror?
We were just talking about this last night.
Oh my gosh, it's so. Have you watched it or? No?
Well, I saw the first couple episodes.
Okay, I'm only 3 in. So have you watched the one?
What was the third one?
The entire history of you, or something like that.
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay, so this is an episode where it's in some sort of like distant or near future type thing, and everyone has these little chips implanted behind their ears, where you can actually. Your eyes become recording devices, and you can everything you see is recorded, and you have a little controller where you can go back and rewatch things that have happened in your life. Yeah, and what it does is like when you're doing that, you can see people's eyes kind of glaze over. That gets it almost looks like they become TV screens, and you can tell that they're watching, but you can also project it onto screens around your house and stuff like that.
Weird.
But it was really, I'm obviously not going to spoil the show, but like it's interesting to see how that fucked with people's lives, and this is starting to feel like that.
Interesting.
This HoloLens is starting to feel like that.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I like the idea of once we get to a point where it's not, a giant freaking goggle, like ski goggle headset, but it's just like glasses.
It's more like Google Glass.
Yeah.
Like where you still see the real world and things are sort of projected on the
that's
screen.
literally what it is.
Yeah.
Is that you're looking through the glasses and it's projecting things in front of the space.
My concern is that if you can project like a person next to you, like a hot woman, then the sex doll industry will collapse. And I have a lot of
you own
that
a lot
is
of
a very
stock in
big concern
in sex doll industry. Amazing. Wise investments, by the way.
Also, I also fear how heavy those glasses are ever going to be. Like, can they ever be a comfortable weight?
Well, that guy did not look comfortable in the video. He looked stiff and like his neck, and he was like,
and, like
I'm just sitting casually in my room, and he just looked like the most awkward, uncomfortable person. Like when I'm just sitting here casually interacting with my holograms, and I was like, you do not look casual, buddy. You can take that blazer back to Gap.
Until we get to Tony Stark level, like literally clicking and not wearing glasses and some things reacting to you, and you're like Minority Reporting stuff.
Dude, at a certain point, those things are going to be down into contact form, and you'll just put those things on. You know what I mean? Like I wear contacts. Yeah. If it's my contacts to correct my vision, but then also I've got this layer of holographic shit on it. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, that could be 20 years from now.
Right. We could be alive.
We could be alive.
We could be alive.
Just promise me when you have that technology in your eyes that you'll still buy sex dolls.
I promise. I promise. I'll be like, this is for you, Tom. I'll have...
That's weird.
I was going to say some really bad things right there. Okay. Well, I think that's probably good, right? We got a half an hour in the solid bitches, as it were. Well, look, follow us on Twitter.
Please.
At halfhourhappyhr.
Yes.
Check out the subreddit, because that's going to be a thing now.
That's so exciting. Thank you, Janice.
No.
Nope. Paras.
Thank you, Janice. Not even close.
Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking that.
For a second, over Janice is like, wow.
Paris, and thank you, Roel.
Like, thanks.
For writing in and telling us about the lady who thinks you have a heart on.
Yeah, sorry about that. My bad. Yeah. My bad.
Oh, and email us at halfhourhappyhourfans at gmail.com.
Very good. All right, people.
Fans.
Well, that is it for this week's edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Alison Haislip.
That's Tom Krajewski.
Official sidekick.
Yeah, bitches. Thank you.
What?
Yeah.
We love your faces.